Okay, welcome back to yet another episode of Bacon Bits. Um, just gonna go ahead and kick this off now while I'm waiting for the my tardy guests to arrive. Christian, Daddy Warpig, and Professor F, as always, a little bit late. So tonight, coming up, we are going to go ahead and debate the comments that Hope Solo made in during the Olympics, where she said she called her opponents cowardly. Christian music video a day on Twitter, if you don't know him by Christian, does believe that she was right to say that. So, and I think it was probably incorrect of her to say that. So I guess we'll. Christian is saying I didn't send the invites. I did. I DM'd them all. So we're waiting for him. He's going to also give us a review of No Man's Sky, which I guess, as you have probably heard, has gotten very mixed reviews. And why does everyone not see? No one's seen my DM. See, we can't get through a week here without some kind of technical difficulties. So I'm going to try to send these a second time and see if we can't get our guests on here. Oh, God, I hate this. I hate when this happens. So, yeah, rather than dead air, we'll just keep talking about that. All right, so we're going to have No Man's Sky review. We're going to have a Hope Solo debate. We're going to have a little Star Trek talk because Professor wants to discuss the original series, and then we'll see from where it goes from there. I don't know what's going on here. These invites have definitely been sent. Yeah, we're gonna have to resend them, I guess. I just sent them like twice, so I don't know. I don't know what else I can do here if they're not getting them.
Hello.
There. I guess I just sent them like twice. All right, they got them. Christian got them. Christian,
How you doing?
what is going on, my friend? How are you?
Not too bad.
We're still waiting for the War Pig and Professor. I don't know why they're saying they didn't get
Professor
the.
Shiro.
My friend, how are you?
Bacon Man.
There we go.
go.
I sent them in a group message, and for some reason, it looks like that didn't go through. So then I just sent them individually. So I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. Let me just make sure I did send this to Warpig, and we can be on our way here. I'm pretty sure I did. He's been hit and miss today, though, on and off. Yeah, he should. Looks like he's got it and read it. So I give him a second here. I give him a second. Fair warning up front. My internet's been spotty all day. We've had some like thunderstorms and stuff. So if I drop out, it isn't on purpose, and I'll just trust Professor to carry on in my stead if that happens.
Okay.
If it does, I will jump right back on, though. I promise you. So let's see, Professor. I thought we'd start with.
Sure.
Thought we'd.
Wait, is Christian on? I can't hear him.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he's on.
All right.
I want to go back to a favorite segment we used to have and do the retard tweet of the week. And this person blocked me, but it's extravaganster, EXTRAVAGANSTER, extravaganster.
That's really dark. What's going on here? I'm going to turn off the video. Okay. What did that person say, Bacon Man?
All right, she says, "Dear fellow white people, if you don't understand destruction of property is an act of protest, you have an abundance of privilege. # Milwaukee." That was during the Milwaukee thing, obviously, the other night. So, yeah, this another weirdo justifying burning down the city, even when the police shooting is justifiable, even when the cop is black. it's a good example of the Black Lives Matter movement these days. It's a burn first, ask questions later mentality. So,
Did you see CNN and the interview?
No, go ahead.
So CNN had show a part of an interview of the sister of the guy who got shot, and the way they cut it, it's her saying, "Oh well, we need to stop the violence here," but the part they cut when she's saying, "We need to go and burn down white neighborhoods."
Oh yeah.
That's pretty incredible. That's probably one of the. Oh my God! This segment somebody says on there. I was trying to resend the invites, and I'm like babbling through like an intro, and there's like moments of silence in there. So, yeah, the first 3 minutes of tonight's show are just a dumpster fire. So I apologize in advance, but that's the beauty of live programming when you don't. You know what? If you want to make it better, go ahead and start me a Patreon, and I'll get a professional studio going. But until then, it's me and my Mac and all these technical difficulties. So that's what's going to happen.
Well, you should have given that. It's my Mac. We know.
Yeah, it's your Mac.
Difficulties.
Excuse me, my Mac doesn't. I don't want to hear it, Professor. You have
to hear you. It's got to be your Mac.
Professor has technical difficulties every single week.
This is true.
Mr. PC. Every week he's got something. So, all right, so that was my dumb tweet of the week. Now, Christian, I'm going to jump right in and let you do your No Man's Sky thing, but before I do, because we had a couple of tweets that were relevant to that, too. We had a guy earlier today who's a game dev. He says if you're kicking off a jam session to point out stuff that's missing in No Man's Sky, you're a whining crybaby neckbeard. And then he says the No Man's Sky whining is getting really bad. Make any game is really hard. Stop whining, you over-entitled neckbeard crybabies. That is Dan Het at DANHETT. So having said that, now it looks like he's a dev kind of virtue signaling to other devs. So I'm not really sure what that's about.
And that's fine, because I'm not going to complain about features that are not there at all.
Features are not there at all. So give me your full review. I want to hear it all.
Okay, so first off, I think we need to talk about the hype and what the game is about, because the guy who talks about, entitled gamer and everything, well, one of the big problems with No Man's Sky and the way people are seeing the game and are not enjoying the game, it's really part of the way the developers talked about it. And I'm going to give you an example. Even last week, the chair from Halo Games was asked a simple question. So can I be on the same planet with one of my friends at the same time? And his answer was, well, the probability of that happening is very low. Okay, that's not an answer. Yes, you can be at the same time on the same place, or no, you can, or, this is a feature we haven't implemented yet, but we're working on it, or this is not a feature in the game, is an answer. But giving a vague answer that's really not an answer, this is where people build hype and imagine that dream game that's not it.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I would only play No Man's Sky. Is that the name of the game? No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
I'd only play it if I could go to Ash Skow's planet and destroy it. And if I can't do that, I don't want to play it.
She's got a great planet named Arambe's Innocence, which I thought was amazing.
Boy, you're mean, Professor.
I'm just kidding. Can you destroy someone else's planet?
No, not at all. Well, first, I mean, here's where the game shines. It's absolutely outstanding what they've created in the procedural generation. There's a lot of really impressive things, and it's very a technical marvel, and it's great, and it's absolutely fantastic for that, but it's got a lot of problems. And it's more usability problems and everything. But to go back a tiny bit on the hype, like Bacon, in business there's something called managing client expectation. And I think this is where Sony and Halo Games have done a very poor job by always giving vague details and never really telling us what the game was about. And it's beautiful and it's amazing, but honestly, it's boring.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You walk around and you just absorb things. That's all I saw Ash Scow doing.
But and that would be fine. But here's an example. So you've got about 9 inventory spaces. You can upgrade your inventory and everything. Okay. Well, here's what I need to upgrade my multi-tool. I need about 500 iron and 250 of another resource and 150 of another one. Okay. At the rate I can save stuff, it would take me 6 hours to upgrade my multi-tool.
Whoa.
This is not fun.
Nope.
It's a great game, but okay. And this is because of usability. If they divided every resources you need by 10, the progression would be much better and would be more rewarding. Like I've played for about 20 hours now, and I'm looking what my character would be after 20 hours in Skyrim or in Far Cry compared to No Man's Sky. And it's kind of like, yeah, No Man's Sky, I don't think I want to play more because I see what's ahead of me, and I don't think it's fun.
You put in 20 hours in No Man's Sky already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I can finish all of Dark Souls 3 in under 20 hours. So that's amazing.
but Dark Souls 3 doesn't have the scope of No Man's Sky. I mean, No Man's Sky has some really great stuff, and I think it's gonna be. It reminds me a lot of Mirror's Edge, the first one. There's so many great ideas and great stuff, but the execution is really poor. And I think in the next 5 years we're going to see a whole bunch of games ripping it off and doing it much better.
Oh, that makes
You know
sense.
what I find intriguing about this game is that for one thing, people who own it really, really, really want to like it. They want to love it. And every single guy I talk to, either a review that I read or in person, it always starts out the same. It's a beautiful game. It's really amazing, but I just wish it did this. I just wish it did that. It feels like it's got potential, but it falls really short, and now people are just trying to make excuses for it.
I can tell you, there's the first time you repair your spaceship and you take off the planet and fly to another planet, it's just a wow moment. It's the kind of experience that's really rare in games, and it's the kind of thing you'll always remember. It's really, I don't know any other game where you can do that, where it's not a cutscene, where, hey, I'm walking around and now I'm going into my spaceship and now I'm flying in the atmosphere and I'm flying towards a planet. Oh, there's a beacon on another planet. Okay, I'm going to the other planet. I'm going to try to land close to the beacon, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still 20 minutes away from that beacon now that I'm in the atmosphere. And those are absolutely amazing moments. But now that I'm on the new planet, it's like, okay, well, time to upgrade something so I can go further or have more inventory. Oh, wait, that's going to be another 10 hours of just grinding.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. I generally am leery about any game where if I wanted to like, but if in the first sentence of your review you have, I really like this, but if there's that but in there, then that game has serious problems, in my opinion. I mean, if that's in the first sentence of your review, then you have issues.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is it worth $60?
No. At this point, it's not.
Not worth $60.
Oh, let me tweet that.
It's honestly, it would not take much. If they were patching it, like 500 iron, the way it is on the planet I am would take me over 2 hours to collect because of entry space, because of my multi-tool and all that. If it was 50 iron, I can do it in 40 minutes, which I'd be okay with that. But it's not the only resource.
Is there much of a story?
There is.
Is there anything in the way of story or no?
No. There is sort of a story, but first off, the biggest thing you can do when you start the game is there's a beacon, and if you don't activate it, you'll never see anything of the story and the mystery about it. Oh, but because I spent over 10 hours because of my starting planet was a hellhole. The rain was toxic. The atmosphere was toxic.
Detroit? Did you start in Detroit?
Pretty much. So meaning that I needed some isotope to recharge my life support and all that stuff. Okay, so that takes inventory space. That takes time to collect, and some of the isotopes are pretty rare. So I can't really go too far from my ship, and I need to collect those thousands and thousands of stuff to craft them that take inventory space, which I don't have. So I need to go back and forth, back and forth. It took me 10 hours to upgrade my ship in a state that I can take off the planets. I haven't even experienced the story because I haven't talked to the first red orb. It's just like the progression is so bad that it doesn't want to make the progression is so bad that usually the story leads to progression and progression wants you to move forward to the story, but here it's so grueling that I'm not even interested in the story at this point.
So what are you going to give it for a letter grade? How many bacon strips?
I would say 6 out of 10. It does a lot of really amazing thing, and it's something that should be experienced, not at $60 or in Canada at $80, but when it's gonna be like $40 or $25, I would try it because it's something to experience. It's one of these games that's there was so much hype that people are gonna be disappointed, and it's not like the gameplay is not for everyone. But it's really something. It's really Marvel. And it's really too bad.
This feels like a game to me that's eventually going to have a cult following because I don't think mainstream gamers are going to dig it, but there's going to be some hardcore guys that love it because there's guys like if I listened to your review for 10 minutes now and I had to predict, I would have said, he's going to say 2 or 3 bacon strips. But you said 6 because I think there's something about it that you like. There's just something that is keeping you going back to it. I think a lot of the reviews I've seen are like that. I shouldn't like it this much, but I'm still addicted to it, and I don't know. It's got a weird hold on people.
Sounds like it's not Geico approved.
But here's the thing: we still don't know if it's a multiplayer game or not. Like in the intro, I saw some galaxies that were named, so people have visited them. But
hey, Warpig.
Hey,
I'm here.
Warpig just jumped in,
Yeah,
sorry.
Warpig.
Sorry, I'm late.
We're just it's no big deal. We're just talking No Man's Sky here.
we're just being entitled gamer and talking about how developers who make really vague answers are building hype on purpose, and then they whine when people are upset because the hype built by the developers is actually not met.
Right, but see the way you're describing it to me now is like we don't even know if it's a multiplayer yet. I don't know if there's a story for sure. The guy in the chat said it might be padding, that there's side quests. It sounds like you just paid $60 for a beta, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a beta. I would say a tech demo. But a gorgeous tech demo. I mean, there's a lot of things to like, and there's, it's very infuriating because this could have been a really great game really easily, but it feels like the people who released it, first off, did not manage expectations, so no one really knows what the game is about even after release, because right now you're just walking around and collecting shit for hours with no purpose.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anything I'm gonna be rushing out to get, not for $60 anyway.
So wait a minute, you're walking around collecting shit for hours for no purpose?
Yep.
So it's an MMO, right?
Nope. We don't know.
Because that's what all MMOs are. That's all that MMOs are. You're walking around collecting shit for hours.
Yeah, but you're alone.
Purpose.
but you're alone in this. Or
Was that a slap at was that a slap at Warcraft, Warpig?
Well, I wouldn't do that, would I?
By the way, I tweeted to you the other day. I put you in my contacts on my iPhone as Daddy last name Warpig. So now when I get a text for you, it just says Daddy, and it's creepy.
You should just put Warpig, and then it'll come up as Warpig.
I'm gonna have to.
Sounds better.
I'm gonna have to change it to just say Warpig. Professor, yours just says odd job, so you just come up as odd.
Excellent.
So, I want you to know, Professor, that Christian took a slap at you earlier on Twitter when he said that he was going to give a review, and it's going to be a rock solid, not going to change the score review. So he gives it 6.
Ouch!
It's going to stay. I could
guilty
knuckle
of that.
Professor into 9 bacon strips by next week, easy.
You know, if they patch it, it's going to be way too late because, like, I've lost interest in it. And
I was watching it. I was interested in this game, dude. That Metacritic score is dropping like a lead balloon.
Yeah, but you know what? It's getting a lot of unfair review from people who were expecting it to be EVE Online or Mass Effect, you know, an MMO Mass Effect or Star Citizen or something like that, and it's kind of like, it's not. But again, that's coming from the developer being very vague about everything and not answering simple questions like, hey, can I play with my buddy on the same planet?
Yeah.
A simple yes or no, or we're working on it. You know, some honesty in there. But
That's interesting. So you give it a 6, and you're the only one here that's played it. So there's not going to be much debate on it. I'm not paying $60 for it. If anyone wants to send me a review copy, feel free.
But
I'm not paying $60.
Have you read the Jezebel sort of review article about it today?
I wouldn't. If I click on a Jezebel link, even by accident, I throw my computer right in the fireplace.
Come on, it's 2016. Why is it called No Man's Sky, not No Woman's Sky?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh my gosh.
Who
I
is
saw
reading that rag?
The best reaction to that came from my man Alexander, who runs Kursova magazine. He said that's because it's a feminist game. It's No Man's Sky because they don't want men in the sky. Duh.
Nice.
So how stupid do you have to be, feminists? Come on. So
Oh,
shout
they-
out to my.
they
Oh,
had
wait,
a
can,
pretty-
I, can I pump something here?
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't get anything for this, by the way, folks. I do this purely out of the goodness of my heart because I think that he's awesome, and I think the magazine's awesome, and I think you ought to check it out. It's Kursova magazine. They're doing a Kickstarter right now. For $1, you get you get an issue of the magazine. The next one, for $3, you get 2 issues of absolutely awesome pulp fantasy and science fiction. They're great. Some of the best sci-fi fantasy you'll read. It's really, really old school adventure stuff. It's none of this newfangled feminist crap. If
So
you like
no-
reading sci-fi and fantasy,
No female tour?
yeah, this is stuff you want to check out.
All right.
So,
I will check it out.
What's it called again, Warpig?
It's Kursova. It's Cirsova. I retweet them all the time. Their Kickstarter's going on right now. It's issue 3 and 4, so 1 and 2 are already out. If you know Gamergate Life by Kukuruyo, he did an alternate cover for issue 2.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, the guy is... he is not SJW friendly. Let me put it that way. He hired Kukuruyo to do an alternate cover for his magazine, so he's shitlord friendly. You guys really ought to check him out. And an issue is just $1 for 1 issue in PDF. So check it out. It's just $1. If you love it, go back, buy issue 1 and 2. Check out issue 4. If you don't like it, it's only $1. You're not out anything.
All right, sounds good to me. I am in. Ask them if they want to sponsor BaconBits. We need sponsors.
Well, I'm sure he'd love to come on the
Guys, I
show.
lost audio.
You did?
I did.
No, you're fine. I hear you.
Who's not getting heard? Is it
I hear
Professor?
everybody.
I hear everybody too. I don't know what's happening here.
Anyways, I'm sure he'd love to come on the show.
Yeah.
I'll give him a holler and see if he wants to come on the show.
Yeah, man, I'd love to have him on. I mean, we always like new guests, and Professor just dropped out. So, just for those of you listening live, now you know all the bullshit he gave you 5 minutes ago. Oh, you got a Mac, that's why you have technical difficulties. He just dropped out of the show.
It's my ego.
The
Is what
guy
it
who-
is. Warpig's ego comes on the air, and that's it. Everybody else is bumped off.
There's no room for Professor's ego. Yeah, he's looking good today too. He's got the odd job hat going. Oh, he's back. Last week he took a break to have some Flora Libres. I let him drink during the show. And he's taking a lot of liberties.
I lost the audio somehow.
He's taking a lot of liberties, this guy.
Destroying my PC.
Let me tell you, Professor, your employee file is getting thicker and thicker, buddy.
What did I miss?
So we, not much. We're gonna try and get Warpig's gonna try and get his friend on here, and we made fun of you for being the.
Hey guys.
Once again. Yep.
Just a tiny bit of news that I'm just reading from yesterday. So remember, another No Man's Sky bullshit. So they always said, oh, all the updates will be free and all that stuff. Well, apparently they're going to roll out pay DLC for it.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, so now, it's becoming literally a free-to-play game. It's really, you're paying $60 for a game, and then to make sure to save your time, you're going to pay for DLC. Nice.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for any DLC. Forget that.
They need
I
a
don't
new
think I want to pay
term.
for this game.
Because I was under the impression that free-to-play didn't cost up front, and you paid some premium to get some extra features. So if it costs up front and you pay a premium, then you need to call it like something else besides free-to-play, like fee-to-pay or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's an episode of South Park, isn't it? Where they're like, it's not really free. You have to...
Yeah, it's the Canadian doing that.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is, those little Canadian bastards. So we are going to, before we get too far into this, because I know we got a lot of people who aren't going to give a shit about this, but I want to let Christian go ahead and defend Hope Solo's comments from the Olympics. Christian, I'm not really don't have them right in front of me. Do you have her exact comment?
She just say that, let me find. It's something like, well, today the best team didn't win. We play with heart, and the Swedish were cowards. That was the exact
Yes,
word.
okay, that's what it was. And so now Hope Solo's a women's soccer player in the
from
Olympics.
America?
She's a national treasure, and she's world champion. She...
National treasure.
Oh, she is. Let's be real about this.
Well, put the whole biography in there. Put the whole biography in there. Was arrested last year for getting shit-faced
you're going to have to give me the background.
No, stop. So Hope Solo is a really fine woman who graduated from UW at the same time as me in the same department. And pretty much...
You went to an American university?
Yeah, I went to a French, an American, and a Canadian one. I'm a triple threat.
All right.
That's why when I hear, oh, Gamergator don't have any education or anything, it's like, I've got more education than all of you combined.
Nice.
Hope Solo was arrested for domestic violence, which apparently what happened, her cousin, nephew, or some shit like that tried to assault her, and she beat the crap out of him because she's a pretty strong girl. So everything's been postponed and everything, but apparently it's going on trial soon. So we'll know. But I'm sure she believes in the justice system of her country. And this is not what we're talking about, but pretty much the United States left by a very, very little door the Olympic tournaments, and after a really, really bad game, she just was very frustrated and said what she thought, which I kind of agree with her on her assessment of the game. And you know, the self-righteous people are like, oh my god, she's saying the Swedish were cowards, she's a sore loser and everything. It's kind of like, I don't think she was a sore loser, and I don't see anything wrong with what she said, because everything she said is actually right.
Yeah, see, I don't play soccer, so I don't understand the game too much, because soccer isn't true football. American football is the true football. Let me just throw that out.
No, let me throw it out.
Damn right.
Football that you play with your hand is not football. Football you play with your foot. That's kind of like the name.
American football is the only football.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Bacon Man.
That's why it's not an Olympic sport.
But
Because nobody else can play it.
yeah, but getting back to Hope's comment, it sounds like Sweden kind of played keep away, right? They weren't really playing soccer the right way. That's what it sounds like she's saying.
It's not even. It's kind of that, but it's more. They didn't play at all. They refused to play, so it's pretty much everyone was defending, and you kick the ball as far away from your goal as you can. So, like, there's a political aspect to it where, as a goalkeeper from a nation, she can't say, hey, well, our forwards suck. They didn't do their job. They were really not good, and our coach did not do anything, didn't try anything to fight the Swedish. So we lost because of that. But the Swedish refused to play, which is really infuriating. Especially Hope Solo is a goalkeeper, so it's not like she can run around and score a goal. That's not her job. So
they really were trying to get it to penalty kicks, right? They just kept kicking it away, and then it went to overtime, no score, and then they had to go to penalty kicks.
Well,
it was
1-1 because they had to counterattack that work, and then miraculous. But the whole goal was to go to penalty kicks. Which, by the way, in any tournament, when a team when there's a draw and you go to the penalty kicks, according to FIFA, it's not considered a victory for the team who win the penalty shootouts. It's considered a draw game.
Yeah.
So Sweden did not win the game. They just advanced to the next phase of the tournament.
They are cowards then.
So
I agree with Hope Solo.
Here's where this morning I said I was going to talk about judo a little bit.
Yep, go ahead. I'm going to let you go, but then I'm going to take my time to answer. So go ahead.
In judo,
but can I say one more thing about Hope Solo?
Absolutely.
The other reason I really like her and I agree with her is I kind of agree with her dad. Because she ripped her shirt off
during the game.
Oh no, it's because I'm also a big fan of her dad, Han Solo.
Yeah, everyone.
The silence for a second. But Brother Kyle is pretty cool too.
Okay, I'm sorry, that was bad.
But I'm just gonna quickly go into the judo thing, where in judo during a game, judo. if one of the two guys refuse to the engagement in a fight, it gets penalties. And at the end of the game, if it's a draw, the one with the most penalty is disqualified. This is to make sure that there is a bout happening, that it's not just one guy trying and the other one just backing out.
Right.
So
if you avoid gripping up, or you just keep pulling your opponent down or dropping to your knees to stall, you get a penalty. Yeah, and if you accumulate too many penalties, you lose.
So the Swedes, their strategy worked, and good for them, but that doesn't change the fact that they're cowards. You're not going to have a sportcaster saying, look at the Swedes, they played so well, it was such a great game, we're going to show that in soccer school. It's not going to happen, because it was lame.
Okay, so that's your defense of Hope Solo.
Absolutely.
Let me tweet something.
Okay. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning now, because we missed a few things about Hope Solo. First of all, this wasn't her first brush with domestic violence, and I'm giving you background on her because she has a long history of kind of being a little bit nuts. She had been arrested before for assaulting her husband, and that was dropped. It was a domestic violence charge that got dropped. Shortly after that, she was pulled over with him, and he was given a DWI, and she was also arrested, although they didn't say why. So you just have to admit that she went bonkers when her husband was pulled over. I'm not really sure what other reason. I mean, she was definitely intoxicated. It said it was 2:23 a.m. So that was her second arrest. And then it was maybe a month, I think 2 months after that, she faced two counts of fourth-degree assault because she allegedly, according to the police report, was heavily intoxicated and attacked her sister and nephew. So there's precedent to establish here that she's not quite playing with a full deck. Now, having said that, I'm just trying to address what she said after the game. I find it to be.
She sounds like she's getting ready for a career as a rapper or an NFL football player.
Her husband is an NFL football player.
her husband is an NFL player, and she assaulted him. So she's not the brightest, not the sharpest tack in the board.
She's awesome.
So I find it. Well, I think what she said was a really poor display of sportsmanship, and you could say whether you can make. I have trouble even saying that she was right. I can understand where Christian's coming from, but to me, what the Swedish did was a strategy. You can lose in sports in a lot of ways, and strategy is one of those ways. And frankly, playing tough defense and limiting your offense is a strategy. Hockey teams have done it before. Soccer certainly isn't the first time I've seen a soccer team do it. I've played soccer for 12 years, and I've seen it before. It's a strategy that they successfully used, and just like any other strategy, it could have been beaten. Any defense can be breached. Any strategy can be overcome, and the American team simply didn't do it. So I wouldn't say that the Swedish team was cowardly and the American team was brave and noble because they wanted to play soccer. I would say they were out-coached and out-strategized, and they simply straight up lost. And what she should have said was, they just got us today. They just put a better game today, and let's move on. My feeling is that she's a product of this generation, this new generation now, that they were never taught to win or to lose, because in youth soccer and in a lot of other youth sports, because of the self-esteem movement, we have eliminated that. There aren't goals, there aren't scores being kept in a lot of these leagues. And because of that, because they don't want there to be winners and losers on the field, kids never learn to win with dignity or to lose with grace. They just don't learn it. And I think that we're going to start. This isn't going to be the last of it. Hope Solo is probably going to be the vanguard of what's going to be a lot more nonsense like this. But I wouldn't say she was right. I say she was. They were out coached and they were just out strategized, and that's a valid way to lose. You don't always lose because you have the better players on the field. That's true in football, hockey, or any other sports. You can be out-coached, and they just clearly were.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just one little thing. She's not a young player. She's my age. So, she's on the verge to retire. She's like 36. She's not a new generation or whatever. She's not a millennial.
No, she's not. She's not young. It's been a while since she pulled her shirt off and ran around the field.
That's all you remember, Bacon Man.
It's that chick.
Yeah, it's that chick. Yep.
I saw her play since 2000.
Clearly demonstrating she does not have both oars in the water. That's all I'm saying. So I mean, yeah, but this is definitely about just those comments, and I guess Christian thinks that they were valid. I think they were invalid, and I think they were definitely not. Especially not in the Olympics. If this had just been some match somewhere, right, Christian? I mean, maybe not a big deal, but this is the Olympics, the biggest stage in sports for a lot of these players, and now you have a whole team. You're looking at a whole team there in Sweden, and instead of shaking hands and marching off, having a little class and dignity in your defeat, you call them cowards. I just don't. I'm sorry, man. I just can't. I can't approve of it.
Well, the wording she used is a little bit over the top. That we both agree, and it's not a super sportsmanship, whatever. But I think she said that in the mixed zone. I don't think she said that. I'm pretty sure she shook hands with everyone and everything. I think people were really quick to jump on her for answering a question about how she saw the game. Which
she should probably stop getting shit-faced at halftime. That's probably what happened.
What can I say? You're just a woman hater.
Yeah. By the way, Professor, I had one too many floor libres the other night and sat on Kate's PS4 headset and broke it.
Oops.
For a while there, you said I sat on Kate, and I'm like, what? What's he saying?
Sat right on the headset. If anyone wants to send me a new headset and save my life, she's pretty mad. So.
Oh
my God! You're worse than Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian, always begging for shit.
I'm not proud. I just want one thing. I said at the start of this show a year ago, if I just get one stinking thing. I didn't even get the autographed copy of Nick Cole's book like I was supposed to. It never came in the mail.
Oh man.
Nobody respects Bacon. That's the fucking problem these days.
That's okay. We like.
I hear
you,
Warpig playing a game. And Christian, I played soccer for a while, so I know I wasn't allowed to debate Christian until I could prove that I knew how to play soccer. He said he wouldn't debate me until what did you call me, a non-player or?
No.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'd say only people who have faced some like a team playing in Catenaccio really understand how frustrating it is.
I don't respect bacon. Right in the chat.
Yeah, I
I
saw
don't
that.
respect bacon.
Not a dog said I don't respect bacon.
Yeah, so I did. I played. You know, I'll tell you, this soccer is not a
Didn't you
sport
say
that I
you
want to
played
watch.
goalkeeper?
I did. I was a goalie in a competitive traveling league from 13 to 15, and I played all
So did
all
you
youth
really
before
play?
that.
Oh, you were good then if you're on a competitive traveling team.
Yeah, but it's goalkeeper.
Yeah,
so
I
you're
was
just
pretty-
sitting around. You're just standing and waiting.
Yeah. Well, you're not talking about a video game soccer game, are you, Bacon Man?
No. When the guys in front of us failed, though, we had to come up. We're the ones that had to save their bacon.
Oh, okay.
The goalies are the. Yeah, no, I was all right. I was pretty good. I actually played indoor until maybe, I don't know, 4 years ago or so.
Indoor is fun.
So indoor is fun. I enjoyed it, except that the stupid turf. I didn't like the turf. I dove across it and broke my thumb on it because it got stuck in it.
The only thing I don't like
I
about
don't-
indoor is how quickly you can get folds against you.
Yeah, and it's a whole different game. It's actually a whole different game. Indoor and outdoor, it's two different things. So anyway, I know we don't have a lot of sports fans in the Bacon Bits audience, so
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
we'll leave it at that. I do want to say one more time, though, Professor and I want to play a fantasy football league this year, so
Yes.
if anybody wants to join, hit us up on Twitter or DM us. Just a fun one. We'll do it on like ESPN or Yahoo Sports or something. We'll do our draft this way, and if he drafts Matt Forte ahead of me on purpose, I won't talk to him ever again. I want Matt Forte. So that's it. If you want to join the Bacon Bits Fantasy Football League, give Professor a DM, give me a DM, hit us up publicly. I don't care. We just need. I'll do it as long as we get 10 guys. 10 to 12 team league is fine. I'll do 10 or 12. So
I'm down.
let's just get you signed up for that.
Can girls play too, though?
All right, there you go.
Hey, we got
Yeah,
I got
I
some
guess.
news real quick.
Shoot, hit it.
Cucurullo, who we were just talking about, has been suspended on Twitter for no apparent reason, no announced reason at least.
What?
Really?
Seriously.
So how are you gonna get him on the show now?
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about getting Cucurullo on the show. I was talking about getting Alexander of Kursova magazine on the show.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
awesome.
I got the names mixed up. So no reason given.
No reason given that, at least that this person who's tweeting it out knows. So, yeah.
Huh.
Some more Twitter's arbitrary
And Nick is still
justice.
locked out of his Twitter account, correct?
Yeah, Nick is still locked out of his Twitter account.
That's just weird, man. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can. I'm not even sure how that happens. He
And
tried to turn
Brian-
on authentication. Is that right?
Brian Niemeyer, who is a Campbell and a Dragon Award nominated author, had his Twitter account permanently screwed up by their shadow banning. Their shadow banning algorithms are so messed up that they've permanently screwed up his account. He no longer appears in combos. You can only see his tweets directly.
Yeah, I got to go read his timeline. That's what I do now. I go right through his timeline because I miss a lot of tweets if I don't see it.
Yep.
If he doesn't show up, he's hit or miss how he shows up. He even tagged me once and it didn't show up for me.
Hey, Warpig, why do they seem to target for shadow banning so many sci-fi authors?
Well, this is just a theory. Now, I have no proof of this, so this is just me making wild accusations. So take that with a
My
grain
favorite
of
kind.
salt. This
Yeah,
is
we like
just
those.
unsubstantiated accusations. There are a lot of prime SJWs who have a lot of really, really easily bruised egos, who get easily pissed off, who have, and they get targeted. Specifically, Brian was calling out one really medium talent. This guy would have been a solid mid-lister who was very, very good at self-promotion and self-promoted himself way out of his range of his talent.
Uh-huh.
And he got called out by Brian specifically in some new ads Brian put together, which were brutally effective at saying, hey, this guy makes crap, but I'm making good books. And it was just a few days after that that Brian got banned, that he caught his first shadow ban. They blocked his ads. That's what happened on Twitter.
Okay.
And so
that's very strange.
My theory is that this asshole, and I pretty much have it nailed down to one specific asshole who is anti-Gamergate, who happens to be one of the loudest social justice jerk-offs, also loathes and despises anybody who associates with Castalia House, which Nick has just announced within the last couple of weeks that he has gotten a contract with Castalia House, with the infamous Fox Day. And so very soon after, or right before going live with Castalia House, he has problems with his account. And again, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think this weak-egoed loser is lashing out because he is not as successful on the web as he would like to have people believe, and he has gotten a pretty big legendary contract, but has not been able to deliver the books that would justify the contract. He's basically choked as far as delivering manuscripts for this contract, and so it's basically this one asshole who's been causing problems for Castalia House authors and for people who happen to prick his ego.
Does he have connections at Twitter? Is that kind of the idea?
Yes, because he's in on that. He's in with Brianna Wu and in with that crowd, and he's in with all kinds of bigger names in the social justice crowd.
Okay. Ridiculous.
Hey, Christian, there's a guy who won't listen to the show and seems rather butthurt that you blocked him.
Who?
Did you block Mr. Shikaki?
Yeah, I like that guy. Why'd you block him?
I have no idea.
Unblock him.
He says, "Oh, I'm not listening tonight. Christian has me blocked."
What the? I don't even know who that is. Can you tweet me and him in the same thing so I can actually see his handle and unblock him? I don't know what.
Breaking now. Christian uses a block bot.
I know. Shameful.
Oh yeah, I love blocking people. It's so much fun. But yeah, no, I'm not sure why Weird.
I'm going to tag you and we'll see. Hey, Professor Ash retweeted that, so you're getting suspended.
I know. I'm going to get suspended. Why'd you tag her in that, saying I'm going to destroy her world?
I go, look.
Fantasy Football League. I bet she plays fantasy football.
Well, she usually only responds to you, and I think she only retweeted that because I tagged you in it, so why don't you go ahead and ask her?
Okay.
I don't get any of the guests or the responses. I count on you and Warpig for that. I'm not cool enough, apparently. I just tried to put a link in here for Warpig about the Hope Solo arrest because it was kind of a funny article, but it wouldn't let me put a link in our private chat. I don't know.
More than the arrest, look at what happened with that arrest and how it's still not settled. Why are you blocked?
Yeah. He must have done something to you. He got on your bad side somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, Professor, you had a request that you wanted to discuss something about Star Trek.
Oh, right.
You said regular Star Trek. You wanted to talk about regular Star Trek, and
yes.
I know we've had this debate before, but first of all, wait, before I even get to that, why in the hell do I have to beg you to go see Hillary's America? How many times am I going to ask you to go see that movie?
I'll go see it, but I don't know. I think Dinesh D'Souza over-dramatizes, his movies, and it's always like this ominous music, and that there's this big conspiracy behind the Democratic Party, and Obama was this big imperialist that was going to ruin America if he got elected
like
the second time. Yeah, he's like Michael Moore. It's just too over the top. I mean, he said basically if Obama got his second term, the world would be destroyed. I mean, he didn't say that exactly, but that was the impression I got from his movie. And it's I got really riled up and scared, And then, of
Oh,
course...
there's Mr. Shikaki. Mr. Shikaki's in the chat, Christian. Now I
All
expect you to
right.
apologize to him.
Yeah, apologize to Shikaki.
Oh, screw
You
that.
apologize to my friend Shikaki. Listen, I'll tell you why
I
he's
don't
not.
think you guys understand how it works. I don't apologize. I didn't do anything wrong. That's the Donald Trump way of doing things.
On behalf of the BaconBits show and all our subsidiaries, Mr. Shikaki, I apologize on Christian's behalf for blocking you. He doesn't even remember why he blocked.
But I wouldn't apologize. If I blocked somebody, there's a damn good reason for blocking them.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't apologize either. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, here's the reason he's not Dinesh D'Souza. Okay. Yes, he might be a little bit dramatic, but I defy you to go and poke factual holes in any of the research that he presents in his movies. Yes, they might be over dramatized. So unlike Michael Moore, who you can go
Lies.
through Michael Moore's movies and just find lie after lie, distortion, statistics that are bent one way or the other. You can't do that with D'Souza. I've watched. Believe me, I've got liberal friends that have tried to poke holes in him. And
Yeah, he's good.
got very
He
upset
just
when they came out.
over-dramatizes things. That's all.
So listen,
I'll
spend the
watch it.
$12 and go see the movie. I want to talk to you about it. I'm dying for you to see it.
Okay, I'll do
I don't know how many. I mean, a strong recommendation from me, and I still can't get you to do it.
Okay, I'll
My
watch it.
feelings are hurt. Don't make me block you, Professor. All right, he'll watch it. So I accomplished that. Now,
But,
listen,
yeah.
you wanted to talk about real Star Trek, but because you once again contend there is only two real Star Treks, right? The Next Generation and the
Yes.
TOS.
Yes. Kirk and
but you have
Picard.
not actually. But
Well-
you have not actually seen Voyager or Deep Space Nine.
Okay, I forgot. I actually like Deep Space Nine, but I don't know. To me, that wasn't real Star Trek because they were on a space station, and they weren't
so there's
going
no
off.
Trek.
Yeah, there's no Trek. So I like Deep
There's
Space
no Trek.
Nine.
Yeah.
I like Cisco. There's no Trek. And then I
Okay.
don't like the other Star Trek with Janeway because you know, that didn't seem realistic to have her as a captain.
They were like pansy Star Trek.
Wow, it's 2016.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. She wasn't compelling as a captain. She was trying
Which
too
one of
hard.
you guys is broadcasting from Milwaukee? Because I'm hearing a lot of sirens. So
I
someone's in
thought that was
Milwaukee.
you.
No, that's me.
Oh, okay.
Christian, are you in Milwaukee?
No, it's worse. You know, when people revolt here, usually they're bears. Oh no, we do have brown bears in the city.
I just assumed it was New
Eddie
York
Warpig,
City.
what-
Okay, wait, but let me finish. Janeway didn't seem like she was trying too hard to be Jim Kirk and wasn't convincing as a captain. And then that other Star Trek, the one with the
Enterprise
Quantum Leap guy.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Enterprise.
whatever. it
Oh,
was.
Enterprise.
I mean,
I liked Enterprise, actually.
yeah, but he was on Quantum Leap, so I kept thinking of him as that Quantum Leap character. So he didn't convince me either. So I only really liked the first two Star Treks and Deep Space Nine, except that wasn't Star Trek.
Have you seen the trailer for the new one? The new series?
No, there's a new series.
I won't. I'm not touching that one.
It'll be shit.
It's going to be a social justice warrior infused
Oh, wait.
nonsense.
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because I got a lot of flack on Twitter for this. I got flack on Twitter.
You got
for
flack?
this. Oh yeah, I'm
From
sticking
last week's
my
show?
claim to this because I got flack from people for it. So I want to state my claim clearly. What I said, what I predicted, is that this is going to be crap. This series is going to be absolute garbage. And let me start from the top. CBS Paramount, who's the people who own the rights to Star Trek, are starting a new streaming site like Hulu and Netscape, and Netflix, and they want this Star Trek show to be their debut, so people will go and subscribe to this shitty streaming service they're starting. Now, they announced that they're going to have this all-diverse crew and blah, 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 blah. And I said, I took one look at the article, I took one look at what the person was talking about, I said it's going to be garbage. Trust me, it'll be garbage. And I got a bunch of shit from people that say, no, 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 they're just saying it's going to be diverse. Star Trek was diverse from the beginning. You're wrong, Warpig. And I said, that's a bold statement to make. Here's why I'm right and why you're going to be wrong. And it's not just because you're saying that Warpig is wrong. It's because I know. I've been dealing with these assholes for years. Here's where it comes down to. I'm going to give you one quote. And then for those of you that don't understand this one quote, I'm going to explain it in greater detail. Because I just know what these quotes mean. And some of you who are civilians, who haven't had to sit here and listen to these people blather on for years, might not understand fully what they mean. I do. The person said, I haven't, this is the writer, this is the showrunner, the person in charge of the show said, I haven't decided how diverse the character is going to be. Folks,
Diversity scale, he said, right? Where's she gonna? What level of diversity? He said.
What level of diversity? Okay. So when you're talking about a person who says that a black character is diverse, but a black lesbian is more diverse, but a black transgendered lesbian is even more diverse than that, you are talking about a social justice warrior.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's
Yeah.
very
That is
blatant
not
from
a
you.
normal person. That is not a normal Trek. That is a social justice warrior. And the more social justice you stick in a show, the shittier it will be. The more social justice you stick in anything, the shittier it will be.
That is
And
the
the
truth.
show is being run by and for social justice warriors.
You have to tweet that. Hold on.
Right.
Well, look at
Stop Trek-splaining, Warpig, he says. Not a dog, so stop Trek-splaining.
look
I
how
didn't know I
much
saw that.
look how much crap the most diverse movie of the year got. Suicide Squad. It's
Yeah,
got-
right. Yeah.
It's got an African American as the lead. It's got a female main character. It's got a native guy playing Deslog, and it's beloved by everyone except for one group. The one complaining about how her shorts are too short.
Well,
just-
we're used to that. Feminists are
Yeah.
not. They're never happy.
So
Oh,
everyone who
brother.
said, oh no, it was Star Trek, and they had a black lady on the bridge, and they had an Asian on the bridge, and Star Trek was diverse. No, folks, Star Trek was not about social justice, diversity. Star Trek was which is where you stick people on the bridge just because they have a skin color, whether or not they deserve to be on the bridge.
But-
That's what diversity is. You
And-
stick people on the
Right.
bridge just because they have a skin color. Their actual skill level doesn't matter. Starfleet was all about excellence. It was all about these are the best people in this job. That is not diversity. That is the opposite of diversity. That is meritocracy.
Yes.
And so Star Trek is not and has never been, at least until the social justice warriors got their six-sad, pathetic little claws on it, was never about diversity.
Mhm.
But this
Love it.
new show has been announced loudly and proudly to be about social justice, warrioring, diversity. And so when I said this show will suck, it is because the more social justice you stick in a show, the shittier it will be. And the show has given, the guy who wrote it has given off all the signals that say, I am a social justice warrior. So all the people on Twitter who are giving me flack about declaring this show to be shit ahead of time, you are wrong. You will be proven
Well-
wrong. And all you were doing was giving me fodder for more tweets, hashtag Warpig is right. Just forewarning, they're coming. You know it.
By the
I know
way,
it.
the guy, the same guy that said he was going to determine her level of diversity also issued a press release to announce that there was going to be gay crew members on the ship. So
mean,
it's
that's
clear.
really
It's quite
important.
clear.
That was the most. That was the most
It's like
important
he lit
thing to him.
Yeah, he's just lighting the smoke signals for the SJWs to come and watch his show because he knows that it's a dumpster fire.
The most
And no
important
one's
thing
paying
for
$6
him
for
was
that.
color and sexual orientation and transgenderism. The science fictional concepts and all of that characterization, were they interesting? None of that mattered to him. It was all virtue signaling. That was the only thing that mattered to him about the show.
I'm
So,
with
of
you,
course,
Warpig. I think it's
going
going
to
to be a
be
dumpster fire.
But even
I have no interest in it.
even
I'm
worse
not paying
than,
$6 a month for it.
Nope.
even worse than that, like the original Star Trek, like the universe of Star Trek take place in a society where racism doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So the concept of, because you know they're going to talk about racism and everything's like, how would these characters relate to racism when it's something that does not exist in that universe? It's completely going to
Right.
ruin what Star Trek is about.
Because you didn't see, even if you go back to Voyager, which was in the 90s, okay, you didn't see Janeway take the bridge and say, and make a big deal out of her being a woman on the bridge. It was just accepted that she was the best one for the job, so she was on the bridge. There was a black Vulcan. Nobody made a big deal of it. Chakotay didn't say to her, how's it feel to be the first female captain? It wasn't like, it wasn't a thing. It was just accepted. She was obviously qualified, so she was on the bridge. That's what Warpig is right. It's when you start to celebrate it and make a big deal out of it is basically the anti-Star Trek. That's not what it was about. That's not what the show was about.
And Ken-
Nobody, in fact, I don't remember any outrage in the 90s about black Vulcans or female captains. I don't think anybody gave a shit, did they?
no one cared.
Yeah, no one cared.
And
So
when they did cover racial issues, they were more clever about doing it. There was that one original series episode where they had the two guys where half their face was black and the other half was white, and the guy hated the guy.
Yeah.
And see, but they were subtle about it. They covered the issue in a very clever way, and it wasn't, oh, you're black and we respect you and we're happy that we have diversity.
But look at Planet of the Apes in '67. The whole thing is about race, relationship, and social class, but completely use this dystopian world between the gorillas and the orangutan and the chimpanzee, where one is scientist, the other one can only be in the military. There was all that subtext there, but it was not. Everything has to be literal now.
Right. They actually made a good story about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, I will say this. Daddy Warpig and I have discussed this before, and I do, of course, obviously think the original series is the best one, but I do. There are moments in Voyager of brilliance. They're unfortunately they're few and far between, and there's a whole lot of mediocrity in the middle of it. But there are some really super good episodes. I don't know that I would say the whole series is a complete waste. I didn't really. You know, the ending. I think Warpig probably didn't like the ending because they played around with time travel a little too much in that show. They leaned on it a little too much, just the way I thought that. But I also thought the Next Generation did a few too many holodeck episodes too. I thought they went a little too far with some of that stuff. So
No kidding.
I can see why. Yeah, I mean, I can see why people wouldn't like Voyager, but it's not bad enough that I would just discount it from pretend it's not part of the universe. It wasn't. It had enough good moments and it had enough good characters. I mean, it's worth. The Doctor alone is such a good character that it was worth watching the show just to get into him a little bit more. And Janeway wasn't really all that bad. She was just annoying. The thing about the show was early on she makes this comment about they're talking about Kirk and Spock and all the people that came before her, and Janeway says they were a little quicker on the phasers back then and a little less concerned with the Prime Directive. And as soon as they said it, I thought, oh no, this is going to be hippie. This is going to be like hippie peacenik Star Trek now, and it was. From that early episode, they they didn't want to really fight anybody, and even if they would rather die basically than actually have a fight. So she was the anti-Kirk, and in a way, I think that might have been the most sexist thing about her character is the fact that she was a little bit pussy-like, a little bit peacenik, whereas
So you're
Kirk would
saying
have.
Angela Merkel was pretty much captain of one of the Star Trek ship.
Right. I mean, let's put it this way: if you had a chance to go into battle and you had to face either Janeway or Kirk, it would be no contest, right? You don't want to face Kirk because he'll blow you up if you mess with him. Whereas Janeway she'll try to run away first, and then maybe trade you all her equipment. So it's Kirk you don't want to mess with. But yeah, I mean, come on, the original series is the best. But I think you should give Voyager a try, though. If you're a Trekkie and you haven't seen it, it's worth a shot. Now, I'm warning you in advance. There's some rough episodes. There's a lot of boredom in the middle. There's some mediocrity, but there's some magic moments in that show. It's not worth discounting. I wouldn't discount it altogether. I'd give it a shot. Don't you agree?
Wait,
Big
Voyager or Enterprise?
Voyager.
Oh,
There's some episodes that they actually wrote out of continuity in later seasons. They just pretended never happened.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you know, one
don't
thing
you
I
think it's
didn't
worth
like.
to watch, though?
If you have the time and you want to, yeah.
Okay. I'll check it out, Bacon Man, but it'll be low on my list of priorities.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big commitment, Prof. It's 7 seasons. I'm not really sure you'll get rid of it all. I mean, I remember it was a bigger deal than I thought it was. There's like an episode of The Simpsons where they're having a Bon Voyage Voyager party, and they're all upset that the show's ending.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that really, really love that show, and I can understand why. There's some interesting characters, but I think too that when I had Vox Day on the show, he said that Star Trek. He made a very interesting point. Vox said to me that Star Trek had reached a point where if you wanted something fun and you wanted some conflict, you had to go to like the very outskirts of the universe because they had made peace with so many people that there just wasn't a lot of stories left to tell. And I didn't put it together at the time, but I guess thinking about it now, it makes sense because the whole plot, the whole point of the Voyager show was that they had to fling that thing into a whole other galaxy over to the Delta Quadrant to encounter any new species or to have any sort of conflict and drama. So it made sense what Vox said. I've been thinking about that over the years as I watched the show. What do you think, Warpig? You think it's is there anything left to tell? Have we told all the stories now?
I want to say hi to Phil and Red Keld for joining us.
Yeah, Red. There's Red. Hey, Phil. The ending never happened. The ending of Voyager. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for Prof, but there's a little time travel stuff in there, and I know Warpig hates that. So, didn't you say before that's the hallmark of a show that's dying when they start messing around with the time travel?
Yeah.
Warpig?
Depending on the show, some shows are based around time travel, like Quantum Leap is based around time travel, so that's not a problem. But when you have a show like Supernatural that starts going to travel,
that's what we were talking. Right.
That's creative.
That's exactly what we were talking about. Right. That's what we were talking about too. We were talking about when you brought that up before.
Star Trek can do time travel once in a while, but if they start doing it frequently, that's generally a bad sign.
Yeah.
Right, and they ended the show on it. I mean, I rewatched Voyager recently, so I get to the very last episode, and I thought, oh, Warpig must have hated this. There's a lot of time travel in here. I don't remember you commenting on that specifically, on that aspect of it, but you must have been mad.
I don't even remember the end of that series. It was a long time ago, and I haven't rewatched it since I saw it the first time.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wanted to go back and give it another shot though, because I get to it's like one of those things where some people tell me that I'm too harsh on it, and others really hate it. So I had to go back and give it another, see if I was too harsh on it, and I think I was a little bit. What's the unread email count in your inbox, Professor?
Hey, school doesn't start till next week, so I'll read.
I saw that
next week.
Star Trek 5 was not shit, you jerk. I like Star Trek 5. I liked all the Star Trek movies though. Yeah. Smooth peanut butter is superior to crunchy. All right, we're not getting into any of that. I like pineapple on pizza. I like both kinds of peanut butter. I like all peanut butters. So now that we've hit on that, Professor, you're gonna watch Voyager, but more importantly, you're gonna go see Hillary's America.
Yes, I'll watch
Now,
both
I
of them
also wanted to
sometime.
know if any of you guys see the
Hey,
brief,
Ruckus is on.
Yes, I made people go and shame him because he wasn't here. I made people take to Twitter and shame Ruckus into showing up. Did you see what's his name, Ellen, get into trouble this week? Did anybody else see that?
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
She's
That's
a
maybe the
racist.
dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. I thought it was the Onion. I honest to God, when I saw the headline, I thought someone wrote an Onion article that's going to be funny, and I went and Googled it, Ellen controversy, and oh my God, I couldn't believe it was real.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. See that one guy tweeted her? That's the first thing when you think when you see a black man, I'll jump on him like a mule and he can carry it.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you people?
You're saying both thought it was funny? He retweeted it.
Everybody thought it was funny, except for a handful of malcontents that they just have to be offended. They live to be offended. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
It's a problem. I'm telling you, it's a growing problem. It's because it's not getting any better. It just seems to keep getting worse.
Well, and it's not only is it not getting any better, it's getting higher and higher in the food chain. Like all of the network news anchors are now social justice offendatrons.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Right. And they run up to her and they ask her for any comment on this, Ellen? No, it was a joke. Shut up. That's
Not
the only,
a dog
I mean,
road.
I can't
Social
even-
media has done an amazing job of helping give a mouthpiece to the mentally ill. It's exactly right.
Yes, that is exactly right. You know what? I would like to write a movie. Find me a screenplay writer. I would like to write a movie set in the not too distant future, maybe say 20, 30 years, where you have to have, and it's based on Fight Club, but instead of Fight Club, it's like a joke club where people can get together and still listen to a comedian, because basically all forms of joking are outlawed. You can't make a joke about it. So you can get together in a little room and tell fat jokes and whatever jokes you want to tell without being ostracized from society. So you'd have to have joke club. So someone write that for me. I'm too lazy to write it, but if you guys want to write it.
I said this the other day on Twitter, and I didn't want to expand on it because I think people would take it too seriously or take it the wrong way, but I said, I finally understand what it feels like to be living in a slowly coalescing police state. Slowly coalescing one-party state. Because that's what we're living in.
Yep.
Where the media, where the news media, where the entertainment media, where the tech industry, where most of your major politicians, all of them belong to the same social groups. They get offended by the same things. Many of your upper-level Republicans and all of the Democrats, they all get offended by the same things. They all say, oh, you can't see this, you can't see that, you can't laugh at this, you can't laugh at that, you can't make jokes about this, you can't make jokes about that. And they are all dedicated to ruining your life, to literally destroying your job and your family and your employability, to running you out of town, to making threats, to ensuring you can't run for office or vote or live. And it is freaking scary. And in the UK, I don't know if you saw this story, Scotland Yard spent 1.7 million pounds to set up an office for 5 Scotland Yard detectives to set up a network of Baker Street irregulars. That's not what they're calling them, but I'll call them that. A network of little bastard spies to run all over social media and inform on people who are saying rude things, basically about minorities, let's be honest, because no one's going to give a shit if you say rude things about straight white males. And you'll get charged and hauled up in front of the government for fines or whatever. 1.7 million pounds.
Wow.
We are living to set this up. That's not the fines. That's what they paid money to set this up. We are living in a slowly coalescing, one-party, authoritarian, mind control state where everything you say on social media will be scrutinized, and if you step out of line, if you're politically incorrect, they will do their damnedest to destroy your way of life, to destroy your living. to destroy your job, to run you out of business. If
Yeah,
you
no,
will
you're
not.
not kidding.
No,
You
I'm
know,
not. I'm
it-
not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This is literally what's happening.
Yeah, and you know, at my university, we're all required to take, get this, a sensitivity training course.
Yes.
And this is written about in campus reform, but the course teaches us to avoid terms like crazy, psycho, schizo, and bipolar because they might trigger colleagues. It's insane. So what Daddy Warpig is saying is exactly right.
What did you just say?
Scary. Oh, we can't say crazy, psycho, schizo, and bipolar.
Yeah. You can't say crazy or bipolar because it might trigger people, and that's what? That's insane!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's happening? Warpig is exactly right.
Because of the consequences are so dire, because the wrong people are in charge, people are afraid to fight back. So now everyone just takes it. There is no put. Look, the SJWs are winning. That's just a fact. The PC crowd, no matter how much we make fun of them, are winning. They just keep winning the game.
They're like what I'm saying in the university I'm the closest to. They're losing power really fast. The new generation is really, there's a problem between the Generation Z and the millennials, and the Generation Z cannot stand millennials, and millennials are right now becoming in charge of universities, and they're completely losing power. And the more and the faster they're losing power, the more violent and authoritarian they become. But that's just because they're losing power really fast. It's not, they're not, they seem to be winning, but it's going to collapse, and it's going to collapse very soon.
Yep.
Well, I was optimistic the last couple of years because there was some pushback, and there was some indication that people had enough. But I just see it more and more like we're sliding the other way, and they're winning just too many of these battles. I mean, they've destroyed Star Trek. We already saw that. They got to the movie. They got to the show. They're see what happened with Ellen. I see people daily having to delete tweets. You saw the hashtag about their reprior.
You're talking about media, and it seems like your vision of the world is influenced a lot by media, but it's not a reflection of reality.
Because I view the media this way. Do you know how scientists often say that frogs and reptilians are the canaries in the coal mine when it comes to environmental issues? When they see problems in frog populations or whatever, they know. Well, I consider media to be the frog of the PC generation. When they start to lose their stranglehold on all things entertainment and all things news, then I will start to see some progress. But until then, I think they still have a stranglehold on too many of the things that count.
Yes.
Hey, you know Ben Bacon? He says your oldest token liberal friend.
Ben is a token liberal friend of mine. He grew up here in Waterford, moved away when he was younger, but yep, he is. Let's see. The correctness and offense are absolutely. Yeah, he's not a big on. Ben's one of those guys too that. But here's the thing, okay? So Ben will say this here: correctness and the offense are absolutely ludicrous. But when he has something to say that he knows is off color, he will text me that joke, but he will not say it publicly. He won't put it on his Facebook page. He won't put it on Twitter, right? So he'll text me the joke. So he knows it's ridiculous, but he still plays by those rules. Yeah. And that's what too many of us, I think, do. Where is No Man's Sky? We did that at the top of the hour. No Man's Sky was at the top of the hour. So you must have missed Christian's review. Refresh six bacon strips he gave it, so you'll have to go back and listen to that. And I would ignore the first minute and a half. That was just a complete dumpster fire. So we asked, was that you, Christian? Did you ask Ruckus if he was in Milwaukee rioting?
No, man.
Yeah.
Trigglypuff.
Trigglypuff. Yeah. Trigglypuff. Yeah, that was. Oh man, there is a local ad. I got to tell you guys this. There's a local ad running here. And it is the most cringeworthy freaking ad. I've been trying to find it, see if I could download it and share it with you. Where this guy, he's got to be like 50, right? And the ad starts out, "Whoa, did I just see a Jigglypuff? My dealership is full of Pokemon." And he said, "Come on up to whatever the name of the dealership is now," and he goes, for the price of 100 Pokeballs, you can put a down payment on a brand new, and it goes on like that. It's the lamest, most cringeworthy ad maybe that I've heard in 20 years. I mean, it's abysmal. If you live anywhere near this area and you can find it, you've got to find it. It should be saved in the shittiest ad Hall of Fame somewhere. I didn't even know Ben listened to this. Ben, is this the first time you ever jumped on here? It's got to be the first time. You know,
Looks like
what dealership is it?
He jumped off.
Okay, James Chevrolet. I was just told the ad is James Chevrolet. It's local. So if you guys can find James Chevrolet, I think his full name is James Provenzano. If you can find it, it might be on YouTube. I doubt it. It's a radio ad, but man, it's gonna make you laugh. Trust me. Trust me. So this is Ben's first time in here. Okay, well, this probably wasn't the best. Go back and listen to some of the other ones, Ben. This one's we're a little all over the place today. Go back to some of the other ones. So what else, Professor, do you want to talk about, or are we going to pack it in here? We've done an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think that's about it. We had the great War Pig rants and the really excellent review by Christian. So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, well, you know what, Professor, we're missing some of your reviews, man. We got to get you in here one of these days. You haven't played a game in a while now that you're a PC Master Race.
Yeah, you know, I started playing what is that game? Doom, but I haven't finished it. It's really fun. I like
actually, I had a question for you, Professor.
Yes.
Have you seen the trailer for Metal Gear Survive, or whatever it's called?
No, there's a trailer. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Resident Evil meet Metal Gear. I don't know, it's very weird.
Is it a DLC?
No, it's going to be a full game released next year from Konami.
Really? Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, don't
Don't do it, Prof.
don't believe the hype, because there's none.
Really?
All right, so we got. So here's the recap. Christian tried to defend Hope Solo. I said she was wrong for calling the Swedish team cowards. He gave No Man's Sky 6 out of 10. We convinced the professor to at least give Voyager a shot and to go see Hillary's America. Warpig decried the new Star Trek show as an SJW shitfire, and I, of course, agree with him. That's what everyone has missed, as usual. BaconBits6000 at gmail.com if you want to get a hold of me, or you can just do it on Twitter. But seems like most of you like to complain and make fun of me via email, so you can continue doing that if you want. Otherwise, you know, or if you have a sponsor in mind, you can do that too. Send it to me via email. I love Metal Gear. Warpig, I want to ask you one more thing. Do you have any updates on how shitty Andromeda is going to be? Anything more? Do you have anything more on that?
Anything new? No, I mean, I still am of the opinion it's going to be a big old piece of shit, but I haven't heard anything new to reconfirm that yet, so...
All right, well, as homework, just keep your eye on that, because I have a feeling it's going to get worse and worse. I'm starting to see articles now on BioWare shutting down the... I mean, actually, I heard it from you first, but now I'm seeing articles. I think Heat Street had one, and someone else had one on their decision to shut down their forums, so I'm really curious to see what's coming.
They're shutting down the forums. I canceled my pre-order. There's two people at BioWare that I really cannot stand in their writing staff. Of course, there's our friend Manveer or whatever, you know, the brown racist dude.
Yeah.
But also one of their writer is a writer from the Marisu, who's the person who, if you've seen that clip on YouTube where she's talking about cyber rape in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, Ruckus just said that.
And she's also the same person who got the Honey Badger Brigade booted from the Calgary Expo.
Right, so chances are good if you're listening to this show, you're going to want to cancel your pre-order to that game and probably not play it at all.
This Mary Sue psychopath that we tracked down, who got the Honey Badger Brigade kicked, is a writer for BioWare?
Yep.
Really?
Yep, she is.
Okay,
yep.
How do you like that? Later, Ben. I see Ben's going to take off. Ben,
see you, Ben.
Have fun. Ben lives in tornado country, so he's hit or miss with his internet connection. Who knows if he'll survive. All right, Ben, I'll see you next week. Ben came down here for, geez, I don't know. He wanted like a little tour. We live in a small town, right? So he comes down and he spent about 30 minutes walking around, and he's like, that hasn't changed, that hasn't changed, that hasn't changed. nothing ever changes where I live. I'm boring. I don't like change. Yeah, BioWare's been going down this path for years. I agree with you. I mean, I don't know, man. I've gotten bad vibes from the last couple of games.
I mean,
we talked about it last week. And we're picking.
Look at Inquisition, like.
Yeah, he's right.
Do I really have to play through Inquisition now? Is this like the portal into how social justice BioWare has become? Do I have to play through it just to see that?
Inquisition.
So we can hear a war pig rant.
Oh man.
Yeah, you'll smash it.
You'll see all the characters are like totally androgynous. They have no personality. It's just like every woman looks like a dude. It's horrible.
Not only that, but you're basically forced into a gay relationship, and it's one of those things where you're responding to the prompts, and you do it with all the other characters, and you're not, and then all of a sudden, how did I even get in? All of a sudden, you're in this relationship. You know, I don't even know how this happened. I was just responding to questions, and all of a sudden, I'm in love with Alistar, and then you can't get out of it. With all the other characters, you can get out of it, but with this one, you couldn't get out of it. So they basically took you and another male character and stuck you in a tent, and you were gay, and that's it. You had no say in it. You were just going to be gay, and that's it. It was incredibly annoying. And then, and then after that, Glad started giving them awards for what they did. So you knew right away that there was something fishy going on. But it was, if I'm not the only one, I know dozens of people who have played that game that have said the same thing. Dude, how did I wind up in a tent with Alistar? I don't know. None of us know how it happened. So you give it a shot, Warpig, if you want. I think you're going to smash a controller and probably blow a couple blood vessels. But if you want
John, there are so many better games to play.
Yeah, but don't discourage him, because this could lead to an epic Warpig rant, and I'd kind of like to hear it.
Yeah, me too. I love the Warpig rants.
By the way,
all right, Warpig, play it, because I want to hear that rant. You got to play it.
Has anyone
Actually,
noticed?
If you want, I'll mail it to you. Come on, I have it sitting around somewhere. Buy it. If you don't want to pay for it, I'll mail it to you.
Have you guys noticed how Dragon Age Inquisition is the one that it's the BioWare game that got the least downloadable content?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's because the sales were really poor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a shitty game.
It is. But Game of the Year because it's so inclusive.
Where the hell I can't hear Warpig anymore? I don't know if he dropped out or what happened to him. Or
No,
maybe
I'm still here.
He's not muted. Oh, okay. What are you zoning out? We said you gotta play that game because we want the rant that goes along with it. So
yeah.
I insist.
I'm trying to work up the will to play Dragon Age Inquisition.
I know I have it too, and I can't play it.
How long has that game been out? How long has it been out?
Oh, 2 years now?
Yeah, a long time.
I've been avoiding it since then. It's been on sale several times on the Xbox for like $20, the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC.
But there's no DLC for it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of DLC.
There's 2 Quest DLC and a bunch of other smaller like gear packs and stuff like that. So there's a lot of little crap for it. And a couple
was that the Christian? Refresh my memory. Was that the one? Was Inquisition the one where you go to your base camp and there's a couple little there's like an armorer and but then it says you can't access this armor until you pay to unlock the armor, like that kind of thing.
No, that was Dragon Age 2. That was the Black Armory DLC.
Right. Okay. So it just felt a little. It felt like the in-game purchases were a little beating you over the head.
But Dragon Age Inquisition, if I remember, that's the one where you got the map with some side quests for your party members and multiplayer kind of thing. But if you don't have the paid DLC, you cannot use them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Yeah, I think Warpig should play it. Warpig, take a Valium and play it. Maybe grab a Xanax, go to your neighbors, get a Xanax or something, and then give that a shot. Whatever calms you down, that's what you should do. And then Professor, because of you, I drank too many Flor Libres and broke Kate's headset, so you owe me a headset. I'll just put it down.
Okay, I'll remember that for Christmas. I'll send you one.
There was no Dragon Age. Yeah, I know. I keep saying Dragon Age 2. I know. There's no Dragon Age 2.
I like Dragon Age 2.
There is none.
There's a nickname for it that people who don't want to admit there's a Dragon Age 2 use. I just can't remember what it is.
I actually liked it. I didn't mind it.
It's not
like-
my thing.
It was pretty good. I mean, if you remove that it's a Dragon Age game, it was a pretty good game.
I thought the mechanics were a lot better than the first Dragon Age. I thought the story was a little bit clunky, but I kind of applauded them for trying to go in a really different direction than most role-playing games were going in at the time. It didn't totally work, but they were at least trying to do something different.
I was super excited at the end. I was like, cool, Dragon Age 3. I was looking forward to it, and the third one was just, I don't know, it was completely random. Like, okay, so Dragon Age 2, the events barely existed. Like, I don't know. I was expecting more Dragon Age 2, like a little bit better. Not.
I'm with you, man. I didn't love it.
Was it?
I didn't love that game.
Which Elder Scroll game was that you have to close portals exactly like in Dragon Age Inquisition?
Oblivion.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of like, okay, so you got kind of like looking like Oblivion, but not as good. I don't know.
I never finished Oblivion. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because the map, I was at the end. We were trying to close the portals, and the map was so shitty that I couldn't ever tell if the portal was on the level of the castle I was on, or the next one up, or the one down. And I ran around and back and forth, and I just couldn't find anything, and I was constantly lost. And I got frustrated, and I didn't even bother going back to finish that game. I can't stand when a game has a terrible, terrible map, and that was one of the worst maps. And I thought I was maybe the only one, but you notice in Skyrim they had the thing where it would guide you to your objective.
Yeah, it would guide you.
Yeah, clairvoyance, and if they had that in Oblivion, I think it would have been a much better game. But the ending really just got to me. Maybe that was just me. All right, well, I guess we're going to wrap it up. It's been a been a fun hour and a half. Warpig is going to work on a special guest for next week, and Professor's going to work on being on time and having his shitty PC computer work for the entire show.
That's right.
Last week he did take some Floor Libre breaks. I don't think I'm not marking all these down. I'm docking your time for all this stuff.
Okay.
Warpig, it's been fun, buddy. We'll see you next week with your special guest, hopefully. Let me know if he can make it. And also, I'll say once again, because more people are in the audience, any of you play fantasy football, Professor, Christian, and I want to do a 10 to 12 team league just for fun. Maybe I can go up with a prize or something. I don't know, but we'll do it on Yahoo or ESPN, one of those sports sites. My actual real fantasy draft for the league I'm in is September 4th. So any day but that day we can draft. So let me know. Christian, tweet about it. Professor, tweet about it. Let's see if we can get at least 7 other guys in there.
Yeah, it was great having Christian on again.
Well, thanks.
Yes, it was fun.
It.
I'm gonna drag Ruckus back on too one of these days. So I like having him on.
That would be fun.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. Maybe we'll do them all at once. We'll have like an epic stream. I also still plan on having an epic election night stream just to see. I think that would be fun.
Let's do that. That'll be so fun.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep that plan. So mark your calendars for that if you bother marking your calendars for the show.
By the way, it's the Hugos are coming up this weekend.
Oh, that's going to be fun again.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's time for my annual Hugo live tweeting ban.
Your annual live tweeting ban. Yeah, let's not do that. Try to contain yourself. I think I don't need any more banned. I've had this weird thing going on where I look at a follower, and their follower, it'll say that they unfollowed me, right? But then I go and look, and it says follows you still, but their follower count has dropped to 0.
What?
And like 24 hours later, it'll go back up.
That's when they've been suspended.
Oh.
Yeah, usually, but there's no I can still view their account, and maybe it is one. Maybe I'm seeing it like right as soon as it happens, and that's why I'm not seeing the usual message. But yeah, I've seen their follower counts go down to 0. Usually, it seems like they come back within 24 or 48 hours. But if that's the case, if they've been suspended, then Twitter's really been busy because I've seen it probably 5 or 6 times in the last 2 weeks. Weird stuff, Twitter's.
I've lost 7 people who follow me, or who I follow, have disappeared in the last 2 days.
Wow.
That's just strange.
And so those are old.
I don't know, man.
Those are old school Gamergate
we-
tweets that I followed for 2 years now have just disappeared in the last 2 days.
We got to get Kern on making this alternative. He's really got to get this going.
Yeah.
Well, there's a new site up that Milo's on. It's called Gab.ai. It started a couple weeks ago. It's in beta test. It's not open sign up, but it's on. You can get up on a waiting list. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll be big. I don't know if it'll do anything. My problem is I have severe doubts about any site that's going to be able to replicate the network effects of Twitter, because I don't see how you're going to get rock stars and media figures and everybody to move over to a new site. I just don't see how that's going to happen. And so what the problem is Twitter's strength, its value, comes from its unique mix of user base, and there is not going to be a replacement for Twitter. Your only hope is to have a white knight investor come in and buy Twitter out and save it, or have Twitter fade away, and there will be no saving of Twitter, and there will be no replacement for Twitter.
But you know who's that white knight investor right now, right?
Peter Thiel.
Nope.
No?
Right now, the white knight investor of Twitter, it's the guy from Saudi Arabia or Qatar.
That's not a white knight investor.
Yeah, that's not a white knight.
That's not a white knight investor. That's a black knight investor.
Well, he's wearing a white garb, so, you know.
That's a black knight investor because he's coming on the site and making it worse. That's not saving Twitter. That's destroying Twitter.
I mean, really, at some point, Twitter, it's only going to be SJW and terrorists.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a lot in common, but that's pretty much where it is. I mean, seriously, look at
they do have a lot in common.
look at the people being banned. Like, who is it? Someone. I don't remember who it was. Posted a message he sent to Twitter where a kid faked a
guys,
DM.
I've got to take off. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Later, Daddy.
See you
Later.
Warpig.
Like, there's I think it was Brad Glasgow, is it, who sent a message to Twitter where someone posted a fake DM of him where it kind of looked like that he was asking for some child porn pictures, and he sent a message to Twitter support saying, hey, you know, that guy is doing this, what the hell? And Twitter support answers like, oh, can you send us a copy of a valid government ID? And it's kind of like, what?
Really?
Yeah. And it's kind of,
especially because those shops are usually obvious too.
but so you have people like Leo Pirate and Milo who are banned, but yet you've got a pedo like Sarah Butts, and you've got a doxer like Easy Galvez, that fat fuck, who's still there on the network who's like, no problem.
Somehow it sounds classier when you say fat fuck with that accent. I don't know why. It sounds so crude if I say it, but you got a little flair. I like it. All right, guys. Well, we're all gonna bounce here. I gotta run. I gotta give this retard cat her medicine.
Alrighty.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw that out in case Ralph was listening. All right, we'll see y'all next week, and I expect a review of Hillary's America by then, Professor.
Okay, I'll have it, Bacon Man.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Okay,
Have a good
see
one.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.